Hi, I have often been asked to explain the difference in marriage contracts when we get married. And the decision you make at marriage has consequences that you have to deal with through the rest of your marriage, including how you deal with creditors and the financial implications of death and divorce. Basically, South African law has three forms of marriage contracts. The first one is in community of property. The second one is the ante-nuptial contract. Now I say three because the ante-nuptial contract is broken up into two regimes, if we can call it that. The one is with accrual and the second is without accrual. So how do we explain these various contracts in choosing the best one for our future? The way to understand in community of property, firstly, it is the more acceptable approach in marriages, not financially correct, though the more preferred and standard default when you get married. In community of property marriage, you have the boyfriend and girlfriend earning an income or making money as they work as single persons. This could be a car, it could be a house, it could be any form of inheritance. Now, at in community of property stage, this is the marriage line. At in community of property, all of these assets are joined into one little pot. That's my little pot, and everything goes into the pot. At the stage of divorce, or if a creditor comes after any of the assets, that little pot is considered as one estate, and the creditor can take anything they want, even if it is a debt of the boyfriend. They can actually take the car that belonged to the girlfriend due to the in community of property marriage. A bit unfair, and more unfair when we talk about divorce, because ultimately everything goes into this pot, and this pot is then divided 50-50. So regardless of what you brought, maybe you may have brought 1 million rand and the other party may have brought in only 10,000 rand. The consequences is that this 1 million rand plus this 10,000 rand will be divided equally, and each party will get a 50% share in that. Now, in community of property is distinguished or different to an ante-nuptial contract, because with an ante-nuptial contract, you have both the boyfriend and girlfriend earning the same input insofar as what is discussed in the in community of property scenario, and all their incomes are now kept apart. So at the stage of marriage, you have to choose whether whatever you earn from marriage date remains the individual party's asset or goes into a pot. That is the difference between the with accrual and the without accrual. So if I can clarify, with accrual means that all the assets or accumulations that takes place from the date of marriage goes into the pot, and if anything takes place such as divorce or creditors, it is only that pot that is divided. Whatever you brought into the marriage still remains each person's asset and cannot be touched by creditors or the other party in the case of a divorce. Without accrual is just more protective of either party after date of marriage, but also somewhat unselfish to both parties. So whatever you bring into the marriage, you keep as your own. And whatever you earn during the marriage, you keep as your own. That just means at the time of creditors or divorce, wife keeps all her share, husband keeps all his share, meaning that you can't really attach or take away from the other party what does not belong to you. And that, in a nutshell, is the different options of contracts at marriage stage.